So welcome back to the third installment of the New England adventure we're going on. I know quite a few of you have tagged along to the first and second video. We've been to Salem, Mass, Boston, Mass. We've been around Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know, we've seen a lot of things and went out and did some fishing and caught some stripers and some little sharks, and yeah. So if you're just tuning in, scroll back to the last two videos, check those out. We had talked about going more north, right, like towards Canada. Well, today is that day finally. I think we were there for like 13 days, I don't know, but we just now hit New Hampshire. First stop on the New Hampshire list is a town, city, something, Lincoln, I think it's Lincoln. I got my GPS up here, let's see. You got an hour and 2 minutes, 4 minutes, hour and 4 minutes left. We started with 2 hours and 35 minutes. Got 71 miles left. This little route is fine, it's just the weather. It's been raining all day. It just now actually kind of stopped. So travel's not, you know, great, but no accidents, didn't get stuck in any traffic, so could be worse. The rain was so heavy a couple times it was kind of hard to see. The second stop on this little drive today was supposed to be a really nice mountain area, but with this weather I might hold off till tomorrow because it's not supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know, we're just gonna roll into town. We got a restaurant that was highly recommended. I'll probably try that. Find us a place to camp, because I know the last two videos weren't really camping at all, but the rest of this video at minimum will for sure be van camping. So for any of you that have wanted to get back to the van camping and having a fire and all that, we're getting back to that for a while. After New Hampshire, I still want to see Vermont, might go towards like the Canadian border. Still kind of thinking about hitting up Maine and going down, so there's plenty of stuff to do. Probably going to do 2 more videos on all this, maybe. I don't know, got a lot to see. I'm going to finish up this drive, we'll get there. I'll check back in with you shortly. Stay tuned. All right, we've officially arrived in Lincoln. Gotta say, it's kind of nice being back in some mountains. They're a little bigger than I expected, actually. The mountain we're going to see probably tomorrow is like 6,000 some feet. The highest one we have at home is 4,000 some feet. I don't know. Pretty excited for that. This is like a ski resort town, it looks like. So ran to a Family Dollar to get some supplies like water and such, and I found this. Never even heard of ghost pepper salsa. Extra hot. I have new chips to try, so I didn't buy like Doritos or Tostitos or whatever. So we'll try them on a different chip, but I'm pretty excited for that. All right, first order of business, probably dinner. Then I looked up a few campgrounds. I think one was only like 3 miles away, so should be pretty good to go. I'm gonna get in the van, go find this burger spot and get out of the rain. All right, I don't know how well you guys can see me, maybe a little bit. So I'm dropping stuff. I'm gonna say Black Mountain Burger Company is all right. I don't know how to turn the dome light on so you guys can see something. But I don't think I'd go back. It was all right. That's probably not going to help much, maybe a little. It was all right. Definitely not worth the money. The chili tasted like Skyline chili. Had like cinnamon in it or something. Didn't care much for that. The poutine had mozzarella cheese sprinkled on it and then put through a broiler. I'm sure you're gonna be able to tell in the video that it was like burnt, and it even tasted burnt. But the bartender was super nice. He fixed it. He said, try these Cajun something wings. They're on the house. Try these. So I tried those. They were much better. They were really salty. Homemade ranch, I do believe. Also pretty salty, but it was better than the poutine. The burger was cooked really well. The bottom bun was kind of soggy. And the cheapest burger there with just cheese is like 15 something. So, I don't know. Just not really worth the money, in my opinion. The crab cake wasn't bad, but it was like very crumbly. Like it had no form to it. I don't know. Zach and Kaylee, if you're watching, sorry. Maybe it was better when you came, but not for me. Okay, now what I'm going to do is try to get away from all these screaming drunk people. I guess they're drunk, I don't know. Maybe people in New Hampshire just scream a lot. The nearest campground was like 3.2 miles maybe. And then there's one like 10 miles. I don't know. It looked like there were a few. We should be able to find one pretty easily. And from my Google search from earlier, dispersed free camping is pretty common. So, I don't know. We're going to give it a shot. See what we can find. Finally found a campground. I pulled into 5, 4, I don't know, a bunch of campgrounds, and they were all closed, like gates locked. Why? One said, free camping, go here, GPS it, pull in, parking lot, not even a campground. Alright, anyway, got a place to stay for the night, in the middle of complete nowhere, no service. And tomorrow we got to get up, find this mountain that I'm looking for, and go do some sightseeing before we continue heading north towards Vermont, I think. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. I'm going to bed. Good night. Well, the rain has finally stopped. It's currently 7, I don't know, just after 7 a.m. The rain on the van all night, like on the roof, made it nice for sleeping, but I'm glad that's over with because it rained all day yesterday. My headlights are terrible in this van, so coming over this mountain last night through some of these sharp turns, awful. But today's gonna be better. I don't think there's any chance of rain today. I think it was just like partly cloudy, so will be a much better day for travel. Now I have everything in there to make myself a hot coffee, but that van is a disaster. Stuff everywhere. It would take forever to dig it out. I need some gas anyway. We're gonna hop in the van. The next town shouldn't be that far over. From Lincoln to here was, I don't know, that was at least a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. I don't know. It said last gas for 32 miles. We got to be getting close by now. So we may just run down here, see if we can find that town. Hopefully we don't run out of gas. Get some gas and a coffee. And I saw a bunch of signs for like scenic overlooks and I don't know. Maybe we'll check those out. We got to find this mountain. And then I think we're going to try for Canada today. Well, go see Canada, I guess. I really was not aware that you had to have a passport to even drive into Canada. Oh well. Alright, stay Stay tuned. We'll get this little trip on the road and see what today holds. All right, got a couple gallons of gasoline and Dunkin', like in the middle of nowhere. I thought I knew where I was at, but apparently not, because I'm fairly certain Lincoln was in New Hampshire, but that fellow working in there, his shirt said Maine Dunkin', M-A-I-N-E, Maine, like the state. I don't think that's correct, and also don't think this is going to be correct, because I have no idea what I'm ever ordering in a coffee place, because I'm used to like coffee and creamer. Actually, that's pretty good. He said he don't have creamer. What now? Yeah, the closest thing we have is these foam shots, and they're not sweet. Well, that doesn't sound very close at all. So I got some kind of caramel stuff, 3 of those, which sounds way too sweet, and then like a little bit of cream in it, I guess. I don't know, not bad. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, we're gonna backtrack a little, back up the mountain to see some of these scenic overlooks. I think it was called White Mountain. I don't know, we'll be there shortly. Might just see a moose after all. That's disappointing, because that's supposed to be a scenic overlook. But, of course, we get here at a bad time. Got another scenic overlook. You can see a little bit, a couple trees. I saw the outline of a mountain for a second. Oh well. Got a few more overlooks farther down the mountain, so I'm hoping down there it'll be a little more clear, and we're on to an even bigger mountain after that.
Hey, Hank, look, propane.
Haven't seen one of these in a while.
Get off the phone.
Nope, doesn't work. Well, we finally made it to Mount Washington, and the views are pretty impressive so far. I think we're only like 2.5 miles up, but the guy at the bottom said the top's closed. Quite a bit of failure today, I'm gonna say, as far as sightseeing goes. He said there's too much snow and ice up there, which it's like 6,000 some feet, so I mean, I guess, but figured for October it wouldn't be that bad yet. So you can just drive up to 40-some hundred feet. He said if it's open by the time we get there, or they open while we're there, we can keep on going to the top. So hopefully we go all the way up, because I think from up there the views are going to be pretty impressive. The 4,000 some feet is our highest elevation at home. It's going to look different obviously, but I was really hoping to get a little higher than that. But where we are, I like it so far. All right, keep on going. We are at about mile 4 of the drive up. He acted like they may come up and open it while we were up here, but I don't really want to sit here all day waiting in case they don't. A little breezy up there. People have gloves and scarves and face coverings, and I'm up there in shorts and a t-shirt. I got some funny looks. In all reality, it probably is like high 30s up there. Would like to have seen the snow and ice on top, but I guess in a 2-wheel drive van, that's not a great idea. I'm gonna hang out for a few minutes because it is nice and sunny. Maybe they'll reopen it. But if not, I think what we're gonna have to do is head back down the mountain and probably get on the road. Probably start heading towards the Canadian border. I don't know why I'm so set on doing that since I can't go in. Mostly just want to say I've been there and seen it. Well, I waited about an hour and they opened it. Very glad I didn't leave now, because we're not even up to the top, which is like 6,000 feet yet. And views are getting better and better. I don't know if you can see on this camera without zoom, but right down in there somewhere, some cars coming up. Those are one of the spots we stopped at down through there. You can see it winding up through there. All right, on to 6,000 feet. I had to stop and look at this thing. I want a 4-wheel drive Chevy Express pretty badly. With tracks, that thing would be unstoppable. I gotta say, Big Day Brewing was really good. Had a pretty tasty soda in there. Korean barbecue chicken sandwich, that was really tasty. A little dry, but good. Those fries had some kind of seasoning on them, that was good. Margarita flatbread was really good. And the bartender was super helpful. The owner of the brewery, his wife owns a campground right up the road. Now, I believe we're like an hour and a half or two even maybe from Canada, which was kind of the goal for today. But sitting up on the mountain that long to wait for it to open set me back a little. And then getting some lunch so late set me back even farther. It's like 4 o'clock right now, so with only a couple hours left of daylight, I don't think I'm going to push on because I don't want to get to a campground in the dark again like last night. I think I rolled in at like 11. I want to round up some firewood, have a fire, and do this thing right. We're not in that big of a hurry, so I think we'll enjoy ourselves tonight. We'll get up in the morning. I don't know if you could even hear me there. The truck was very loud. Get up in the morning, go check out what Canada looks like from a distance. Maybe start making our way over to Maine. I don't know, we've got 2 different choices for campgrounds, so let's go check them out. All right, so I know I said we were doing some van camping, which we are. A little different. Turns out the lady the bartender knows was like, I don't know, I think it was like a 9-minute drive over here. And she has a piece of property and she does yurts, I think they're called. It's like a glamping situation, right? And I said, no, not really too much into glamping. I like to have a fire, camp in the van. She said, well, she's kind of shutting down for the season. She might let you just park the van there. Sometimes people do that. Well, another campground right up the road was 35 bucks a night. Well, here it was 15 bucks a person. And we get to use the showers, restrooms. There's a kitchen. There's a pavilion with a fire pit in it. So for us, that's glamping. It's a little fancier than we expected, but that's pretty cheap. So we get to get up in the morning and make coffee out of a pot, not have to fight with our stove, propane, all that stuff. So we're gonna kind of walk around and check everything out. Got a couch, big old fire pit. Got a full kitchen. Very nice. Definitely glamping. Yeah, this place is nice. There's a road not far away. You may be able to hear, but it is peaceful. I can live with that. I don't know if 15 a night is her like going rate all the time. That's a good deal. She said we have access to everything. Go over and play some cornhole, have a fire, take a shower, whatever we want. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting us a fire going. That's more like it. There's not been a fire on this channel in 3 weeks. It's uncalled for. We're gonna have a good one tonight. And I have a new camp soda to try. Well, I don't think you guys can even see me. That's probably not much better. This week's new camp soda is Blake's Hard Cider Company Cider Milled Donut. Cider donuts are apparently a thing in New England. I don't know. Cinnamon sugar donut flavored hard cider. I saw quite a few little like shacks and stores selling like cider donuts. I don't know. Never tried one. But I'll try this. Fall in a can. It is 6.5%. Got a little kick to it. Not convinced I'm going to love this, but I figured since I'm in the area, it was worth giving a shot. All right, I moved locations. Maybe you can see me a little better now. Anyway, let's try this cider donut. I don't know. Oh, wow. There's a lot of apple and cider in that. Wowzer. If you really like those, I could see you enjoying that. That's definitely the flavor, but that is a straight kick in the teeth. Full of apple and cinnamon. I don't hate apple or cinnamon, but that's a lot, like way too much. Try another sip. I might be able to fight that down, but I don't enjoy it. Should have known better. Way too sweet for me. That's one I would for sure never have again. I'm gonna say for the flavor, they nailed it. I mean, I don't know that you could get it any closer. That may be a 9, easy 9 out of 10 on flavor. But for me, that's like a 1.2 out of 10. Oh. I don't know. I'm gonna fight this down, and we're gonna try that new Tostitos ghost pepper salsa. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for that because you guys know I'm a big fan of salsa, but it's never spicy enough. All right, let's see if this ghost pepper Tostitos is spicy or not. Extra hot. I don't even have any like Dorito or tortilla chip to try this with because I've looked at every store I've stopped in and there's just nothing here new. It's all the same old stuff, so definitely looks nice and thick. Immediate kick. I'm sure it's not just straight ghost pepper. Jalapenos, vinegar, ghost chili peppers. That's really good. That may be the hottest sauce I've ever had out of a store. It's not unbearable by any means. I'm going to try it with some hot ones. Salsa verde. I had these, I don't know, a long time on the channel. But I thought it would make a good traveling snack, and it did. So, I'm just going to try that with some ghost pepper salsa. Potato chips and salsa make almost no sense together, but do it anyway. May make no sense, but tastes pretty good. I think I like that actually. All right, I'm gonna say on my scale, it's probably around a 5.5 on heat, maybe a 6. Like, it's definitely got a kick to it. I got a little tingle on the tongue. Because if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know for me, like Cholula and like Tabasco are pretty much bottom rung on heat. Like they're 2 or less, you know what I mean? So if you go from there, that's definitely 3 or 4 notches above that minimum. Now for normal people, if you don't eat much spice, go easy on that. I would say for normal people that have like hot sauce on occasion, like a dash of Cholula once a week, that's gonna be like a 7. So be careful. But it's also like a 7 on flavor. But that's compared to other jar, like grocery store sauces. I've been to like authentic Mexican restaurants and had way better sauces. Don't get me wrong. But out of a jar, Tostitos is not bad. And then if you want even more of a kick, get you some Hot Ones, Pringles, and dip in there. That definitely takes it up another half point or maybe even whole point on heat with that salsa. All right, what I'm gonna do is go pop a squat on that couch and sit by that fire because that's just sounds nice. I don't think I've ever done that before. I'm terrible with coffee pots because I never use them. But that's not terrible. Maybe a touch weak, but it'll do. All right. I'm gonna polish off a couple of those. I'm gonna get cleaned up and we're gonna get out of here. Well, I gotta say, that shower hit the spot. Nice hot shower, nice cool fall air. It was nice. That was a very unexpected but pleasant discovery there. Really glad we went in that brewery now. Because you cannot beat that for 15 bucks. Kitchen, shower, pavilion, there's board games, all kind of stuff there. Anyway, we got some traveling to do today. Maybe Vermont, maybe Canada. I don't know what we're doing just yet. We're still winging it, but it's working. Right now, what I need to do is run in here, get some breakfast, and get back on the road. That late lunch, early dinner yesterday at like 4 o'clock, it was good, but a little hungry now where I didn't eat all night or nothing, so breakfast, maybe some fuel, I don't know. I'll check back in a minute. Stay tuned. gotta say, not a bad breakfast burrito. I think it was like pretty large, bigger than I expected. They only come with egg, spinach, tomato, onion, and some cheese. You gotta add meat. I add a pork sausage. Not very flavorful, honestly. Could barely even tell it was there. But still, overall, not bad. They're definitely not as good as my breakfast burritos. But I still give it like a 6.8. Some real flavorful, even like some Bob Evans breakfast sausage in there. That'd have been closer to like a 7.8. All right, anyway, gotta get on the road. We are gonna do a little detour. I was gonna go straight from here to Canaan, New Hampshire, which is like right at the border of Canada. We're gonna hop over to, I don't remember, I just looked it up too. Lancaster, New Hampshire, which is like right by Vermont. We're gonna hop into Vermont, check out Vermont a little bit. We'll head north through Vermont to the Canaan area. Just see what that's all about. All right, let's get on the road. Made a little pit stop here. I don't think we're quite to Vermont yet. I don't know, gotta be getting close. Maybe some of you guys have seen this. Never even heard of it. So I'm gonna give it a shot for the first time with you guys. Don't like that. Distinctly different. Wow, that's weird. I don't like that. That is so weird. It tastes like watered down root beer and watered down Coke mixed together. Yep, not a fan. Won't get that again. All right. Back on the road. So according to my map, somewhere right about there in the middle of that lake is the US and Canadian border. So everything you can see over there is Canada. I really wish I could just go over there to say I did it, but I guess if I could swim out through there, I could swim out and come back. I don't know. According to Google, there's a place somewhere that you can stand in like Vermont, New Hampshire, and Canada all at the same time or something like that. I don't know. This is probably not smart because I hear they're dangerous, but I finally found a moose. Right there. Thing looks huge, and I'm sure that's not even that big for one. Well, that was one thing I wanted to do, and I even said earlier, like a couple weeks ago or something, my best chance of seeing one is probably in Maine. I've been in Maine for like 20 minutes. Already seen one. Well, it's been a pretty good day of traveling. It's I don't know what time it is, like 5:31, 32, 5:42, and it's already pretty dark. But no issues. Got to see some sights. Have not found a campground or anything yet. I passed a couple, all closed. So apparently New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine all shut down their campgrounds in October. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Might be sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. Didn't really want to stealth camp. Would have rather been out in the forest somewhere. Anyway, gonna grab some dinner at a place called Sunday River Brewing. The brewery yesterday So yesterday. Turned out so good, I'll just try it again. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like traveling to new states and eating McDonald's, I can tell you that. Usually, breweries have pretty good stuff. They usually do like kind of a limited menu and like, you know what I mean, really take their time and make it right. And I could go for a camp soda. The soda at that brewery yesterday was just like their lager. It was like a 4.5%. Nothing crazy. Just something light to have with dinner. So that's probably what I'll do again. And then after that, we're gonna find somewhere to sleep tonight.
Something Alfredo pizza.
All right, that was mediocre. I'll say that. I feel like the other brewery probably was better. The fries here weren't bad. Now it's dark. But, I don't know, they just weren't amazing. They really reminded me of the old school Burger King fries, how they were almost like coated a little bit, nice and crispy. And they gave you plenty of them. That burger was like a puck, just like a round, had to be a frozen puck. It's like 22 bucks for that burger and fries. The pulled pork was all right, had some smoky flavor to it. Not a $22 burger and fry like combo. What else? French onion soup, not bad. I really like French onion soup, and I've had a ton better. That French onion soup to me is like a 5.5. It's all right, it's edible. Wouldn't get it again. The burger was like a 6. I don't know. That's typically a 6 I would get again at some point. I just don't know that I would get that again. Actually, I do know. I wouldn't get that again. 5.8. Fries, 6.2. I'd have them again. Those nachos, feeling generous. 3.5 out of 10. The chicken had 0 seasoning, not a bit. Really dry. The cheese had no flavor. The chips had no flavor. No salt, no nothing. It was like they were microwaved. They weren't even very crispy all the way through. I don't know. I know most of you don't watch this channel for like food ratings, but I still like to give you guys a heads up on what it is and how it tastes and all that in case you would ever try it. The Sunday River Brewing, Bethel, Maine. Just to give you guys a heads up. Yeah, it's like $76 for all that with a couple drinks. So really it was like $68 worth of food. Not even worth 50. All right, I gotta find us a place to camp. I don't know, it's dark, don't know where to go. We'll figure it out. We always do. Stay tuned. All right, coming to you from the inside of the back of the van. If you can't tell, the lighting is probably awful, but I think it'll work. I'm gonna try a new camp soda since we're in for the night. Wormtown. I guess just Wormtown Brewing. Brewed and canned by Wormtown Brewing, Worcester. I say all these towns up here wrong. But it looks like Worcester, Mass. and Framingham. I don't know. Both in Mass. It's October. We're going to do some more pumpkin. Fresh Patch Pumpkin Ale. 4.5%, 1 pint. Brewed with pumpkin, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and clove. Sounds like a bit much. That one I tried last night was way too much. Hopefully this is a little smoother for a pumpkin flavor. That was the only cider, apple cider, donut, whatever I've ever tried, so maybe that was normal. But most of the pumpkin camp sodas I've tried are decent. Just drove around for way too long trying to find a campground. I probably could have made it to my destination of Portland, Maine tonight. It would have put me there at like 9:30 or 10. I would have never found a campground there, I'm sure. There's all kind of debris in my cup. I don't know why. I rinsed this out at that place we were staying at last night, but somehow some dirt found its way in. Anyway, I wanted to camp tonight in this thing for sure. I've not done nearly enough van camping this whole trip. So I started heading down a back road, like to avoid tolls to get to Portland, and I saw the little triangle for camping. Whipped in, drove up this road a few good miles, turned, went out this other road, went out way sketchy at the end, turned around, came back, went up farther, went down another one. It was just back and forth looking. One ended in like a pond. Like, I don't know how it didn't get stuck. I would have shown you some of that, but it's dark. You can't see anything. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black. My headlights are terrible. That's made travel a little more annoying. One high beam is completely out. All right, let's try this pumpkin. Way smoother than cider donut stuff from last night. It's not bad, actually. Kind of subtle, if you will. Yeah, I could have another one of those. I don't know about a 6-pack, but I could definitely have 2. I'd say it's probably at least a good 8. 8 out of 10 on the pumpkin soda scale. I do not hate that at all. I have no idea where I got it. But I need to arrange this van up a little bit and get it comfortable. I was going to start a fire, but there's a sign down the road that says don't do that. It's rained on and off for the entirety of today. I woke up like twice last night to rain. Like it's rained on and off for almost 24 hours. So I think it would be fine, but better not. All right, I'm just going to have a campsite or two, get comfortable and go to sleep. Been driving all day. Definitely ready for a little relaxation. So I'll get back with you in the morning. We'll get the show back on the road and go see what Portland, Maine's all about. Well, good morning from somewhere in Maine. I don't know where I'm at. I was not exaggerating last night when I said I was just driving down a road, saw a camping symbol, and whipped in. And I think I came up this road like 5 miles maybe, I'm not sure. But there is a sign right there, if I can't see it. It's got like a canoe, a camera, and a fish. Well, right up there is a road on the left, which is, this is a road to me. That's a path. Like, it's not a road. But I did get out there in the van, barely. When I got to the end, I almost got stuck. So it's not a very used road. It's more of like a trail for like a side-by-side. But that's the road that led down to like water. So, I mean, people come out through here. I think 2 cars have went by. This is part of the White Mountain State Forest, which is huge because like 20 miles from here over the mountain is also White Mountain. Like, we just did a circle basically. This is the only dispersed camping I've seen that was like free. Every other spot is like $30 or $35. But I think all of those campgrounds are closed. Like every single one. This one had gates, but they were open. Just come in and do your thing. They're kind of similar to the dispersed camping at home. You just pull off the road, got some rocks where they don't want you to go. A little fire pit. There's even some wood laying around. It's not a bad spot. I would like to have had a fire. I mean, we didn't get here till 9:30, something like that. I don't know. It was kind of later, but I don't know. It's just been so dry here, they just don't want you burning fires. Well, they say dry. 3 days ago it rained for like 24 hours, and yesterday it rained for like 24 hours, so probably would have been fine, but you know, there's no fire, so we won't do it. This sunshine's nice. Apparently in New England it doesn't just sprinkle for like an hour like it does at home. when it rains for like a whole day. Anyway, enough of the weather. Now, I need to dig out some stuff and have a coffee, I think. We have not made us a camp coffee this whole trip yet, I don't believe. Haven't used this guy in a minute. We'll give it a shot. A little unstable. Should do it. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the van so far. I've not really talked about it. I don't want to jinx myself. But I think we've done like 1,200 miles so far. Not a single issue. Haven't used one drop of oil, one drop of anything, actually. I did change the rear differential fluid off camera because it needed it. And I wanted to do that before I left Massachusetts to do this whole big trip. So the only actual issues is the passenger side windshield wiper is kind of hanging on for dear life. It's swiping, but I don't think it's hitting anything. And then the passenger side high beam went out. And for last night, and what, 2 nights ago, driving in the rain through these mountains I'm not familiar with, it was actually pretty annoying, kind of unpleasant, if you will. So what I'm gonna do, probably stop at some point. I've passed a few O'Reillys. Maybe get a new windshield wiper at the very least. I don't know, other than that, I cannot complain. All right, coffee is still the temperature of the sun. I'm trying to let that cool off just a touch. But other than that, I think we're going to throw a couple things in the van and get going. So we've officially arrived in Portland, Maine. Read a lot of good things about the place. And one of the more higher rated and raved about restaurants is called, I already forgot. I just looked at it like a minute ago too. Gilbert's, yeah, Gilbert's Chowder House. Because I've been wanting clam chowder again. It was really good in I don't know, somewhere we were at in Massachusetts, I believe. It was good. I figure it's not going to get any fresher than right here on the pier because the water's right there. I'm watching a huge boat come in as we speak. I don't know if you can even see that over there. But I've really been looking forward to a lobster roll as well. I've never had one. This place is supposed to have good ones. So we're going to run in here, grab a little early dinner. I'm going to eat way too much. It's only 2:30, so not lunch, not dinner, but I'm going to overdo it. And then we're going to walk around and kind of sightsee in this place, see what it's all about. That whole thing from there to there is a boat. That is the biggest boat I've ever seen. Like, that's a building, that blue. And you can see the cars there, building. That boat is sitting in water. So that is the Portland Headlight. It is Maine's oldest lighthouse. And it's not actually Portland. Where we are is considered Cape Elizabeth, I guess. So this thing is officially 80 feet tall. And it's 101 feet above the water. Apparently the thing was built in like a year. Started with like $750. The government took over at like $1,500. They built it up like a certain amount of feet. I guess it had been around 60, and then added 20 later, added quarters and rooms, and it was ran off of whale oil lamps at first. And it was first lit on January the 10th, 1791. So that was pretty neat to see. That's my first lighthouse, I do believe. And it's only like I think it took me 20 minutes to get here from like over in Portland, where all like the restaurants are and those huge cruise ships and all that. Apparently, if you rent like a bicycle, you can ride to like 3 around here. But I kind of just want to see this one. It's closing in a couple minutes, and it's getting a little later in the day. So we need to get on the road, figure out where it is we're staying tonight. And I think we got another area to check out 53 minutes from here or something. Probably not tonight, I don't figure, but maybe first thing in the morning. I don't know. Let's get back on the road. I was going to stay in the van, but I could not find an open campground again. It's getting late. I've been driving all day. So I got this Hotel 3, or whatever this is. I've not seen this paneling in a while. Since a single wide trailer about 25 years ago anyway. But it's got a bed, microwave, our fridge, blue shower. So we'll take it. So what I gotta do is edit, because it is Thursday and I gotta have this video out by tomorrow. There is one final destination that I wanted to hit for this video, but I didn't make it. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get this edited. Hang out in here, have a camp soda, and get this video uploaded tomorrow. So next week's video will likely start with the place I was going to go today, and then I believe it's start heading back down the coast, like back towards like Boston and all that. There's a few other stops, and I don't know. Be a whole new video. Don't know what's going to happen. Still winging it. But thank you guys for tagging along this far in this video if you've made it. Check out TikTok, Patreon, Facebook, and Instagram. Give me a like, follow over there. We got some other little behind the scenes and random stuff from this trip and that. What else? I don't know. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a comment. I enjoy talking to you guys. I know currently I'm behind on a few comments, but I will get to all those because I do enjoy talking to you guys and I enjoy your feedback. But there is at least one more whole video of random stuff. I don't know. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for those of you that have tuned into every one of these videos. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.